In life-threatening emergencies, every moment matters. When time is critical, you need the best care possible fast. That's why you need Massa Assist, your trusted partner in air medical transport. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology and highly trained medical professionals, we're ready to respond when it matters most. Whether it's trauma care or critical medical attention needed miles away, our dedicated team is always ready for takeoff 24/7. If you or someone you love needs urgent medical transport, don't hesitate.
My husband got shot and we had to fly him out. And the price to fly him out, I don't think I'll be able to get that money. But thank God for Master.
Contact Massa Assist today on 275-6272 or 315-2264. Or visit our website at www.massaassist.com. Massa Assist. When seconds count, count on us.
Looking to start your next home improvement project? Do It Center has everything you need from foundation to finish. Whether you're building, renovating, or just sprucing up, you'll find a wide selection of construction materials, lumber, tools, finishings, and of course, Do It Best quality paints. Perfect for every room. Now with 2 convenient locations on Goodwill Road and Cork Street, it's easy to shop in person or you can browse the full collection online at store.doitcenterdominica.com. Need delivery? They've got you covered. Do It Center offers island-wide delivery so your purchases reach you wherever you are. Visit them today and the friendly, knowledgeable staff will help bring your home improvement dreams to life. Do It Center Dominica, your partner in home improvement.
You see this here? Okay, boom. We not chasing nobody. You mad? Who fool? Who chad? Who bunny boys? Tell me ready. You mad? Who fool? Who chad? Who bunny boys? Timo, Gaibel. Gaibel. Don't message my phone. Gaibel. I don't want you. Gaibel. Jigsaw. Let's go. You see this here? Okay, boom. We not chasing nobody. Why you got in all that worry? Acting as though you don't want me. Yes, baby.
Maybe you think we need mustard?
Yes, baby.
Yes, baby.
I don't have ketchup, you know. You think we should take some?
Yes, baby.
If you tell me clean the house, yes, baby. If you tell me hush my mouth, yes, baby. If you say I cannot go, yes, baby. I will
I want 5 cases of malt, 2 cases of leg quarters, 3 cases of yellowtail wine. Give me plenty yellowtail wine. Half bag lentils,
yes,
half
baby.
bag. He's paying.
When I go to work, she lie down on the settee. When I come home, I give her all the money. Yes, baby. You don't need to stress. Take what you want and give me the rest. Yes, baby. Your cooking is the best, but I know you're tired. Why don't you take a rest?
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments
made extraordinary.
I love the Kalinago territory, I love the Kalinago people, and I really embrace my culture.
How the hell do we expect to survive as a communal society in a capitalist system?
We need to teach that history that have not been taught.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on down. The bell has rung and class is in session. We're getting ready this evening for another interview. Yes, we have another Queen's Quest this evening. So I'm excited. I hope you are as well. I am so excited to get to know a little bit more about our guest. Ruth-Ann Henderson is going to be joining me here. We're going to chat a little bit, get to know a little bit about her. I just want to say thank you very much to all those of you who've been tuning in the last couple of days. You've been locked in every single evening and taking in the queens. Some of you have fallen in love with new queens, and some of you have probably changed your minds about the queen that you wanted, or the queen that you were rooting for. And some of you are obviously just diehard fans and just more than happy to support whomever you're supporting. I want to say thank you very much to all of you who tuned in via YouTube, those of you who tuned in via Facebook, and those of you who tuned in via LinkedIn. Good evening to the folks on the Black Island Girl page. Of course, this is powered by Black Island Girl Multimedia. And it's also streaming on 767 Girls Rock page. So just letting you guys know, those of you who are on the 767 Girls Rock page, yes, let me see. Drop those stilettos for me, guys. Drop those stilettos. I want to welcome every single one of you and thank you very much for tuning in. I want to say special thank you to my sponsors. Of course, without them, there's no show, right? I want to say special thank you to them for entrusting my program with their products as well as their services. So I want to say thank you very much to, of course, the Discover Dominica Authority, who they're actually the institution that has put together the National Queen Show under the I believe it's the Queen Show Committee, which falls underneath the umbrella of the DDA. So I want to say thank you very much to them for entrusting me with this job to run this show over the last couple of days, and we still got 2 more days to go, right? I want to say thank you very much to the National Bank of Dominica. They are also sponsors of Ruth-Ann Henderson. And thank you very much to them for coming on board this evening. Do It Center, as well as Do It Best Queens, the Fresh Market Pharmacy, Cash and Carry, Best Price, Caribe, Astafans, and of course, Massa Assist. So I want to say thank you very much to all of the sponsors for coming on board with us here this evening. And I'm looking forward to what this evening brings. I'm looking forward. I got to speak to her a little bit before the show started. And I am excited to talk to her more in person. She seems Real laid back, okay? Cool gal. All right. We've been getting some really cool people this week. I must say that we have the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop, right? They've been really, I mean, wonderful, intelligent young women, and I'm just looking forward to speaking to Ruth-Ann this evening. And if you are, I want to say thank you very much again. I see Chris is on, or Peace is on. Aurelie is telling y'all to share the live. If you come on here and you're not sharing the live, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? You waiting for a cool boy? Um, I want to say good evening to Indira, who's on, Ingrid, who's on, and all of the rest of the folks who are tuning in. I need to connect on my phone, and that's something that I didn't do. I normally do that right before because I prefer the delayed reaction of the messages that I receive on my phone. I actually prefer that because I get to see all the little comments and the conversations that's going on. And folks are already chiming in who's their favorite. Don't be so quick. Don't be so quick yet. We still got two more. We have Ruth-Ann, and on Monday we have another queen. We're going to be seeing another queen contestant on Monday. So stay tuned. Don't call it yet. Don't call it yet. All right. Yeah. So let's get this show on the road. Let's get ready for. Let me take down my music a little bit lower. Get ready for Ruth-Ann, who is standing by. I want to say good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Hi.
How are you?
I am doing well, and you?
I am doing fantastic. It's so lovely to have you.
And it's lovely to be here.
I'm excited about this interview because, I mean, you were the first contestant I actually spoke to for a little bit longer before the actual interview. Um, like when we do the little prep, you came in, you logged in early o'clock, and we were able to do all of the tests, and stuff. And I even got to speak to your chaperone, which hasn't happened in the last couple of days. So it was really nice to, kind of just get a feel for you and your energy. And I'm excited to hear more about you. As I say, this program really is an opportunity for folks to re-fall in love with you or fall in love with you brand new or fall in love with you again. Right? This is an opportunity where people find out a little bit about you and say, "Oh, I love that one. Or I like that one. Or I love her answer." And they really it's like your own interview round on the night of the show. So just look at this as practice, and we hanging out. All right.
Okay.
So, first of all, Ruth-Ann, I'd like you to share with me a little bit about how are you feeling as the pageant draws closer? Because we're like less than a week before the big night.
Less than a week, 6 days to be exact. With each day, I'm getting a bit more excited. A little nervousness is creeping in, the anxiety. But I'm fine and I'm excited for the night. I'm also excited for the day after so I can rest, sleep, and eat whatever I want to eat. I have, I have planned out my diet for the Friday. My
What is? I want to
breakfast.
know. I want to know what it is. Like, since you already planned
For
it, I mean, you have to tell
breakfast,
us.
for breakfast, I'll be having an Arab sub. For lunch, I'll be having KFC, barbecue wings, and fries to be exact. And for dinner, I shall be going by Rona for some ribs and fries.
Oh God! You just packing on the grease the day after. You're like, that is
Too
gross.
long. It's been way too long, trust me.
I can imagine you have been under a strict routine, a rigorous. I mean, I'm going through my own weight loss program. I've been doing this since September, and it's not easy to to stay fit or stay or get fit. Even for a competition. What was that like for you? Like, because I know sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm like a." Oh, she's a little chubby contestant, and we have to work on this, that, and the third, or they might say, oh, she's a perfect contestant. We don't have to work on anything. It's just maintaining and going to the gym. What was that like been for you?
I started exercising before the Queen Show journey because I was not satisfied with how my body looked. I know everybody was like, oh, you're fine. You don't need to change anything. But I wasn't satisfied. So I started exercising. I started going on walks and just getting the general feel of it. However, my actual gym experience started last year, August, I think. I may be wrong, but around that time. And it was horrible at first. At first, it was horrible.
Girl, I love that you're honest. I love being honest, girl.
It was bad. I was like, how are you all doing this? I could not do more than 10 squats if I remember correctly. Before 5 minutes on the treadmill, I was feeling like I was dying. It was bad. I mean, yes, I'm small in size, but I was honestly unfit. So I was not fit at all. And based on the diet I gave you for Friday, you can get the
I can get
general
what you
idea
mean, yes. Mhm.
of what I normally eat. But eventually, I actually started enjoying it, and it became more of a yes, I did this, rather than I didn't go to the I should have gone gym. Why didn't I go gym? So I was actually
Girl,
proud of
you start feeling
myself.
guilty, yeah? You start feeling guilty when you don't go. Me.
I was actually proud of myself that I remained consistent. And even after Queen Show, I'm going to continue because this girl has goals to reach, body goals to reach
What
by
are
the
those
end of
body
the year.
goals? I'm interested to know. I know. I'm putting you see, one thing you're gonna learn is that don't open a can of worms. When you open it, I go ask, what are the body goals?
Okay, let's just say a certain area needs to increase in size.
She's like, I am
You
not
make me
going to
laugh.
Santo Domingo. I am going
One
to
area needs to
the gym.
decrease in size and the other needs to increase.
We get the picture. We get the picture. I love it. I love that for you. And keep going, keep working. I mean, after Friday, go right back to your routine. Eh? Don't fall off. I mean, Friday, I know you really want to just pig out on Friday because why not? You've been doing this strict diet. I'm sure your diet has been super, super strict. What is probably your go? What is your meal like? Now that you're going through this.
Right now, I'm obsessed with escape. I'm sorry. You're making me laugh. Mostly every single day, I order chicken breast by Escape because I was told not to eat any meat besides lean meat, and
Mhm.
chicken breast was one of the recommendations. And so I ordered chicken breast, basmati rice, and garden salad. Mostly every day.
Mostly every day. She's like, that's what I'm eating. It sounds like you're eating grass.
It feels like grass. So breakfast is even worse because for breakfast, I love fried things, fried eggs, fried sausage, fried. And they're
Mhm.
like, you can't eat anything fried, no grease at all. So I'm like, okay, then 21 days before the show, I'm not supposed to have any flour at all. So that cuts out bread.
That cuts out life.
Yeah, so I have been struggling and I'm supposed to have boiled eggs and veggies. And I mean, yes, I love my tomatoes, but I want bread. I
Well,
want
I'm a fan of bread like you. We on the same page. I love bread. And this has been the hardest for me because sometimes I just want to get a mastiff, cut it open, and put some peanut butter in it, and I'm good. That's all I really want to do. But what I found online, and you can do your own research too, even after the fact, I found so many different ways to supplement bread, like using things like flaxseed and egg whites and blending it together and baking it and getting like protein bread, which is like it's bread but without. So I've done all the research in terms of trying to get my bread without eating bread, without flour. So I understand. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. But it's good to see that you're a real person. And you have real problems like some of us women in this world. You have some real problems. I really appreciate because I can completely understand and I feel your pain right about now. I want to find out a little bit about what really inspired you to want to take this step to hopefully becoming the next Miss Dominica. Why did you join this competition?
Yes, it's been over 10 years that I've been wanting to do this. I mean, obviously, I was too young at the time, but it's something that caught my attention when I found out something about the Miss Dominica pageant, whatever age I was at the time. I became obsessed with it. I became obsessed with the women and how they carried themselves, the elegance, the grace. And it was something I knew that eventually I wanted to do it. Um, but I lacked confidence, and I was more insecure than confident at the time. And I always thought, oh, the confidence will come to me. When I get 18, I'll be the most confident person in the world. That did not happen. And I realized that I need to put myself in positions and in situations in order to grow that confidence. And it applies to everything in life. If you don't put yourself in a difficult situation, you actually want to learn, you actually want to grow. So I started doing things I found difficult. And simple little things like making phone calls. I hate phone calls. I'm
Really?
sorry. Yes, I do. And I'm like, oh God, do I have to? You cannot just message me. Little things like that. Sorry. I started making these changes to just become more comfortable in doing things I don't like to do. And
Mm.
in that way, I started growing my confidence slowly but surely. And I saw this pageant as one, something I've always wanted to do. Two, something I'm crossing off my bucket list because I've always wanted to do it. And I don't want to reach 50 years and regret
Mhm.
not taking part because I was too nervous or afraid or whatnot, but rather say I took part in this, I did this, and have the experience of just loving life and doing things. And I also saw it as a challenge, something I can do, take up my time, and just grow as an individual.
I love that. I love that for you. I really love what all of the things you said. Everything you said. Check, check, check. Love it. You mentioned about always wanting to become or always kind of looking at these women and how they carry themselves. What kind of child were you? Were you a little princess? Like what would your parents say about you or your loved ones? What would they say about who you were as a child?
I was Malakase. That's what that's what my mother would say. I remember when I was maybe like 8, she always used to be like, "You are not a little boy. Relax yourself." And
Oh
I
my
kid
god.
you not, I kid you not, every Wednesday night, every single Wednesday night, I used to fall down. I always used to fall. Like I was running, something was always happening. So I was more on the playing rough. I used to play football with my brother sometimes or friends, that type of girl. I mean, I
Mm,
still love to do
and I
things.
thinking you there. I think you were like a princessy, and my girl says Balkasi.
I mean, eventually I calmed down, but before I was not the
Wow.
relaxed type at
Tell me a
all.
little bit about your where you grew up, like your the community you're representing, and where you're from, and let's talk a little bit about your home circle because you mentioned your brother. I want to know a little bit about your siblings, if you have any other siblings besides your brother, and what your home circle looks like.
Okay, so I grew up in Pishland with my mother, my father, and there were 6 of us. So I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. I am the youngest.
Ooh.
I am. Growing up Pishley, because I was the youngest, I didn't get the experience of. I mean, I grew up with my siblings, but as for playing with them, and that I didn't get that because they were older. So it's more of a me being annoying rather than this is
That's
not
what
playing with this
fantastic.
situation, which is understandable. I mean, as an adult now, I'm like, oh God, I really did talk too much because I spoke a lot as a child. Trust me.
Well, I can say
Um,
that I say that too, but you can always channel that into. I mean, look at me,
Something else, yes.
right? Right. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate my talking, but as an adult, I understand why adults used to want me to be quiet when I was younger. I'm sorry, but it's just true. So I was raised in Pishley, but I also lived Granby now off and on.
Mhm.
So I honestly love both of the communities. I'm sorry, and what I love most about them would be the rivers. I have an obsession with rivers. And before Erica, the Bassa in Granby was just the best. Every
Wow.
single day during summer, I was there. I mean, after Erica damaged and I ended up leaving Granby in November 26th, 15 or something like that. I can't remember. So I've never been back to the riverside. But the rivers are my favorites. There were Saturdays where one of my sister and I would go to the river, cook broth, and it would have just been such a wonderful moment. And I really want to relive these experiences because they are core memories to me.
Wow, wow. So you talk to us about tell us a little bit about your parents, your mom and dad. What do they do? Like, who are they? Like, tell us a little bit about them.
Okay. I think most people know my dad. He is a bus driver, good old bus driver, Jenna Henderson. My
Mm.
mom, yes, I got the talking from him. Yes. And I look exactly like him. If you see him, you see me, you will. Do you know him?
I know the
Oh.
bus driver you're talking about.
So when you see him, the nose, we have the exact same nose, trust me.
Mm.
My mom is more on the quiet side. She is originally from Maho, however, she moved to Pishline with
Mhm.
my dad at the time. she's she loves to cook and she's a great cook, one of the best, I must say. She is very nurturing and she cares a lot,
Wow.
especially about this pageant. I think she's taking it more to heart than I am. I mean, I'm taking it seriously, obviously, but she cares a lot and she's very passionate about her children and making sure everything is intact for them. You
Wow.
can leave Portsmouth and she can be souffrier and she will make lunch for you and tell you she sent lunch for you.
Oh
She's this
wow.
type of person.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. I want to know a little bit about your school days, where you went to school, and what was some of the things that you enjoyed most about being in school?
Okay. I did not go to preschool. So I started my primary school days at Rosa Primary, which was a wonderful experience, I must say. Really, it was really good. After that, I went to Convent High School, spent my 5 years here. I majored in, well, I did science subjects and I moved on to Dominica State College where I majored in biology and chemistry. Throughout all my school days, what I loved the most would have to be laughing. I love to laugh, and each day, sorry, each day with my friends was just a wonderful experience where I laughed. I could not stop laughing, and yes, I really love that. However, I was more of a nerd. I was
Mm.
more of a nerd. I did not see myself as a nerd, but again, as I grew older, I'm like, wow, I really was a nerd. My bag was extremely heavy with books, and I used to have books in my hands as well. There was a
Wow.
time I was getting off the bus fishing, and my folders fell off. And I remember being so embarrassed having to pick up everything, and nobody helped me. But I was so embarrassed, and I'm like, why do I have all of this baggage? So I really took my schoolwork seriously, both in primary school and high school and college. I took it seriously. It was something I was self motivated. I wanted to do well because I know that life can be difficult. I want the scholarship. I want to reach somewhere in life.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that you said, that you were very studious, because that kind of became who you are today, because you really have a strong background in science as well as teaching. How has all of that shaped your outlook on life?
And now that I am in the on the other side of the room because I'm a teacher, I see things slightly different now. I understand why my teachers got frustrated. Because in high school and primary school, to be honest, I mean we know that our teachers are humans, but I don't think most students take it to heart and realize that what they do affect their teachers and that we have rough days as well. Every day isn't a walk in the park and we come and hi, we teach in front of the class. We have rough days, and most students they don't realize that. So when you come, I mean, I don't pass on anything on my students, but if you're slightly annoyed or another teacher might be, I'm not speaking from, but just a general, and
General,
they're
yeah.
like, oh, why is she upset? Why is she passing her anger on us and one of these things? And I'm like, I have to remind them that we are humans and just that, it's something I try to remember all the time. And the golden rule we learned from primary school, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. That's something I keep in my mind and I literally live by that message. Most things I try for everything, I'm not perfect, but everything I do, I try to remember if I don't want somebody to do this to me, let me not do this to them. So even as a teacher, if I'm the student, I won't like this as a student, I'm not going to do it. Homework test, you have 4 tests on that day, I'm not going to give you a test on that day if you have like just basic principles. It just carries on with you and it becomes who you are or part of you as an individual.
Thanks for sharing that with us. My dad was a teacher and a principal, and I've also been a teacher for a few years, which I kind of just fell upon, like it stumbled onto me, I should say. And I really agree with everything that you said, and I feel like we really don't understand that teachers are human beings too. I mean, taking it from the perspective of when I was a child, you know, you kind of felt that they had to be all smiles all the time. So I really do agree with that. Um, you teach currently at the St. Martin Secondary School, right? What's the most rewarding part of being a teacher?
The most rewarding parts would be seeing positive changes in my students. When a student comes to me, for example, and they're like, Miss, this happened. Normally, I would have done that, but today I did this instead. And I am so satisfied because it's not every day you see these changes. And when they do occur, you need to compliment the students because trust me, it's not easy for them either. And it's actually easier for them to fall back on actions that may not be positive rather than do things we as teachers want them to do. So the most rewarding thing about being a teacher would seeing my students choosing a positive or more positive pathway rather than their usual or some of them usual negative actions.
Wow. Um, that brings me to this question. If you had the power to reform the education system in Dominica, what's one major change you'd make?
For the educational system, one area, and from my personal experience, I know a lot of people say that we're working on it, and I love that. However, the special education sector needs a lot of improvement. All teachers should have consistent teacher training development programs where we learn how to interact with students and their diverse learning needs. All students are not the same, and the general, I mean, there's progress happening, no, but the general idea, we are all being taught to teach the exact same way and cater to students with the exact same needs. And it's very difficult to be in a classroom and having students who they cannot learn this way. They need different resources, and you don't have the financial support, nor do you even have physical support to help you cater to those students and meet the demands that they need.
I love what you said. I feel like every teacher, every school teacher should have an assistant. Like it's impossible. Like I look at other systems, like it's so impossible for you to do it all alone. One and two, I completely agree that all students don't have the same needs. And that's why you find a lot of students falling through the cracks because it's not because they cannot learn. It's just that the way that they learn is different from they might need you to add different things into your the learning experience. And of course, if you're taught or if you don't have that continuing education for you as a teacher, it can potentially be problematic to your student. So I completely agree. I see somebody just brought it up, so I think I should. I was actually thinking about it, but I wondered if I should ask. But I will because somebody else brought it up. So I guess our brains are aligned. But I recall that when I went to school, there was the JSP, that's a junior secondary program, which was instead of you going into high school, if you did not meet certain requirements for passing common entrance, you went into a JSP program, which allowed you a second opportunity to eventually get into high school again. I don't know if you're familiar with that program, and what are your thoughts? You're not familiar. You see, that's
I mean,
why.
I can still give you my general thoughts on it.
Yes, yes. If you could give me your general.
Again, from my experience as a teacher, I think it's necessary because you have students, not just at one school, it's across the board. You have students who enter high school and they cannot read, nor can they write. The literacy rates are very low. And even in terms of CSEC for numeracy, you can see what's happening for the math CSEC results when they come out. And you have students entering high school and teachers in high school who are programmed to teach high school material have to go back to the primary school level to figure out what went wrong to try to bring up the students to the high school levels. And it puts an unnecessary strain. I mean, yes, we are teachers, so we have to do this and we will do it. but it puts a strain that could have been mitigated beforehand rather than putting them in the system. And it also affects the students' personality, it affects their self esteem. When you enter high school and you're seeing that, oh my God, the student is reading so well, and your teacher asks you to read, and Miss, don't call me because you don't feel confident. It affects them as well. So I think that program was actually very relevant and very needed. One, it helps the students and it boosts their confidence in themselves and in their abilities. Even as
Yeah.
adults, if you're around people, for example, even in the pageant, you can't walk or you can't answer the questions properly and you feel intimidated by other people. We are adults, we're also humans. You're doing something and you're seeing somebody else is doing it better than you. You can either, yes, say, okay, I'm going to use this as motivation to push harder to do better. But a lot of students, their young minds take it as, oh God, I should not try because I'm not good at it, rather than seeing it as a way to motivate themselves. So this program, if it can be, it should definitely return.
I think it should be brought back because I'll tell you, surprisingly, I did not want to go to high school. I wanted to go to JSP. I wanted to go to JSP because they taught them woodwork, they taught them electricals, they taught them plumbing, and I wanted to learn those things, right? Because my dad kind of like gave us like the little teachings on it, like you'll show us where to put like the nuts and bolts and where is the elbow of the pipe and little things. And I was just always intrigued by these things, and it would have been, I mean, not that my parents would have flipped out obviously if I ended up in JSP, because it was a scholarship or nothing at all. However, it's like knowing that you had that option, and if you were not going to be academically inclined, that you could actually end up in a trade school that would also enforce the academics as well while teaching you the trades. If that's not something that you want to go into at the end, and you want to probably start your own plumbing business or your woodwork or carpentry, then you had that option. So I really really love your response, and I wish that they would reconsider, bringing it back into the education system. So thanks again for sharing that with us, Ruth-Ann. But you don't really want to stay teaching all the rest of your life. You actually want to become an environmental engineer.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about why you want to become an environmental engineer.
Initially, I wanted to be a doctor. Biology was slash is my favorite subject, and I really wanted to go into medicine. I got the opportunity, but something happened, life happens. So I did not do it. And that actually turned out to be a blessing because my desire changed. I shied away from the blood and I was like, I don't think that's for me. And that's actually very important in life to progress and have time go by for you to realize what is really meant for you. And the environmental engineering came to mind by my best friend who introduced me to the engineering world. And I became obsessed with it because I'm like, okay, I care about humans. I care about animals. I care about the environment. Clearly, I care about everything. This profession gives me the opportunity to combine my love for science because I really am I'm a science girly, my love for science with my love for nature, my love for the environment, and just being able to improve what's around me, improve the lives of people, the lives of animals, and just have a healthier planet to stay on.
Mm. If you had to answer this question, what would you say to what is or what's one small action you believe that everyone can take to help protect the environment?
Okay. I can give you more than one, but
By
a
all
simple
means.
one, sorry, and a realistic one, because I mean, I could say we can all take public transportation, which is an excellent idea because obviously the carbon emissions affect our climate and leads to climate change. However, if we're being practical, many people who have their private rides won't say, I'm packing my ride and I'm going to take bus. So a simple thing would be one, walking with our own containers when we go to get lunch, because a lot of the single-use plastics, and yes, it has biodegradable items, but it still leads to pollution, and we don't dispose of our things properly. Whether it's an event, whether you're at your home, people they throw it away. You're driving and you're seeing somebody sending something out of their window, and all of these things add to the degradation of our environment. Because if I'm walking and I'm seeing rubbish, I'm not going to have a smile on my face. But if I'm walking and I see a clean green space, this is going to improve my mood. I'm going to be like, the air is smelling good. I'm going to feel better.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us. I feel like a lot of the contestants this year are very much, I feel like this generation, your generation, is shifting so strongly to protecting the environment and wanting so desperately to be better citizens. But I also feel like they're not given an opportunity to be better citizens or to actually implement or enforce policies, and because the old people just don't want to leave, and this is something like I mean I've been very blunt with it, but it's the truth. Like, and then one of the things I was actually, sharing with somebody the other day is that I also find that, in as much as, like actually I heard the Prime Minister talking about, how long people stay in acting positions, because people have so much leave that they have to take all of this leave before they can move the person from acting to permanent. And then I say to myself, you know what, like I look at some of the people who are in acting positions who were like so hardcore advocates, like like you are, and now they're like disgruntled people because they wait for so long to become, or to move from acting right, and that it's so difficult for them to actually care about what they really cared about when they first started. Because when you get a job and you really want to do the job well, especially when you're young and you're out of school, you want to make all of these changes, but that one old head there that just not letting you know letting you live, and by the time the old head is gone, you acting for so long.
You're an
you,
old head as well.
you
By
become
the
an
time
old
you reach
head.
a position, you're an
You
old head as
become an
well.
old head. Right. I'm really interested to hear your views on, I mean, obviously you're merging your love for biology with teaching, as well as your love for the environment, and you wanting to be um um an environmental engineer. If you had to, like, when you think about especially the education system, because you could speak to that, you could definitely speak to that. What is like one, because you mentioned the change that you would make, but if you had to create a law, what law would you create? What was one law you would say, that we have to implement in order to give opportunities for young people like me and you? I mean, not me, but like you, because I'm considered an old head right now. To actually make a meaningful impact in the world, because you have, I mean, I listen to every single one of you, and a lot of you are so pro the environment, right? And I'm like, ooh, they're so excited. Wait till they get to my age, you know? so, so tell me, what would you implement if you were given an opportunity, one law you would pass to ensure that policies get created and people are able to act, not act anymore, and become, you know get the jobs that they really want to do, so that they can make meaningful change, especially you can connect that right back to the environment.
Okay. Firstly, I think there should be a quota of or certain number of youth involved in the decision making processes of our country. Just saying. I think that should be a law by itself, that a certain number of individuals of a certain range, whether it be 18 to 30, 16 to 30, should be involved in the decision making of what is happening. Because when you think about it, the effects of climate change are affecting us, or it's going to affect us greater than it's affecting those who are living. Secondly, something if I had the power to implement, would be that every single home should, one, have some form of garden, and it's a lot cheaper than people think it is. If you're living in an urban area, you can invest in urban farming, whether it's rooftop farming or water bottles, different things inside your house, so you can grow plants, you can grow your little veggies and eat them rather than having to order or whatnot. Secondly, shoot, I forgot my idea.
You have like a lot of laws you want to. I love it. I so love
Sorry.
it. I asked for one, but she's like, secondly, thirdly.
In terms of the school environment, I also think that all schools should have environmental science as a topic by itself, where students learn the impact of their actions, how it affects the environment. So we as a country, we can cultivate a generation of individuals who are eco-conscious. The decisions they make, they always have the environment in their mind. And another activity was an activity we can implement in schools, which is generally gardens. Sorry, and it ties back to my platform. So gardening has been shown to improve your mood, being able to take care of a plant and grow it, just seeing the progress of that plant reduces the stress, reduces depression, anxiety, and whatnot. So I think educating our young people not only helps them because they're making better decisions, they're getting the opportunity to partake in something that is helping them, but it also helps the environment because if we are all planting, we are all growing something, we would see an improvement in our air and society as a whole.
And in our moods, in our air and in our
Yes.
definitely. I love that, which brings us to your platform. So tell us a little bit about your platform and how you plan to use it to inspire young women in Dominica.
My platform is promoting holistic wellness using the environment. It looks at the interconnectedness of our mental state, our emotional, physical, and even spiritual to a certain extent well being. The environment plays a role in that because it provides us with resources such as our air and our water and even our food. And all of these things affect us in terms of young women and men because it's a general platform. I want to encourage people to appreciate nature. By doing so, one, as I mentioned earlier, being in green spaces, being in nature, it reduces your stress. If you are feeling overwhelmed and you were to take a walk outside, now I'm not saying when the sun is hot and beating on your back, but when there's a cool breeze passing by, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. You were to take a walk outside, you would feel better. It's guaranteed. And the environment, it gives us the opportunity to embrace physical activity. And these things also help with the prevention of diseases such as obesity and respiratory conditions. And if we
Mhm.
were to take it more seriously, we would feel better. And I realize that a lot of people wait until the doctor tells them that something is wrong for them to start taking action, whether it's for their mental state, even in terms of women. I came across something some months ago which said that autoimmune diseases or illnesses are higher in women, and that's due to the amount of emotions we have, and a lot of women keep their emotions in. And if we were to focus on that area, find ways to just feel better mentally, we would see that there would be a decline in the amount of illnesses, the amount of sicknesses going around. And I think
Wow.
that's a very critical area in the country.
Wow, I love what all everything you said. I love everything you said because it aligns with so much of my beliefs, you know. Um, and I love that you bring this up. And I know you know your hope is to become an environmental engineer, but how did you come up with your platform? Like, why did you choose? Because this platform is it is like you mentioned holistic, but it is something that can be easily achieved just by retraining your mind. It's literally a retraining of mind, right? Like it's not something that is you have to tangibly go out there and like touch and feel and stuff. It's just a retraining of your mind. Like, how did you come up with this? So was that a team effort, or was it just something that you just made an observation? Like, how did you come up?
It was a combination of team effort and my experience. 2024 was a very difficult year for me. I would not relive that year, not at all. You cannot pay me enough to relive that year. And one of the things I realized that made me feel better was being outside. When I'm at school, I'm at home, if I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm like, I need to go to the river, I need to go to the waterfall, I need to go to the sulfur springs, these are things which made me feel better. And it trickled down when I was trying to decide on a platform. I honestly did not know because I'm like, I care about everything. What am I going to do? How am I going to decide what I should? choose. And I think someone on my team sent a list of different ideas, and that was one of them. And I'm like, oh, this sounds nice. I like it. Promoting holistic wellness using the environment. And because of my personal experience of feeling better physically, remember, I was trying to walk to just get fit, and this cleared my mind. All of these different experiences, I felt, or I had a firm belief that this was the right platform for me.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. I don't think I've asked anybody that question, like why did you pick that platform? But I was intrigued as to why would you have selected, this specific platform. What would you say, Ruth-Ann, has been the most challenging aspect of preparing for Miss Dominica 2025?
The most challenging aspect is having faith. I talk about it a lot because yes, we also we have faith and I have faith, but being consistent in having faith when you see that certain things are not going how you want it to go, how you need it to go, and staying strong on your word and saying, okay, God, I trust that you got this under control. That would have to be one of the most difficult things because trust me, there were a lot of times I'm like, God, I'm calling you, where are you? And I'm like, I need you to work right now. But today I actually came across something which said a lot of times we call on God and we tell God, take care of this. But when we're telling him take care of this, we actually mean take care of it how I want you to take care of it. Rather than saying, God, take care of it. And it gave the example of a doctor. If you are sick and you tell the doctor, take care of the illness, the doctor should be the one who tells you this is what you need to do, what not. But if you're telling God, take care of it, and you want it in your own way, it's like telling the doctor, take care of the illness, but give me this and give me that. You're the one instructing the doctor rather than taking the medicine that is needed. So faith has been something I've found challenging because I'm like, God, I really need you right now. And if it wasn't for that faith or having people around me to continue motivating me, I have no idea. I might have just fallen along the way.
Wow. Wow. Obviously, your team has played a huge role in ensuring that you remain on track and intact. From picking your helping you pick your platform, obviously to reinforcing having faith. Can you talk to us a little bit about your team?
My team includes my chaperones, my assistant chaperone, and my sisters. I love them very dearly. I also have my walking coaches, my speech coordinators, and my mother who ensures I eat and she ensures that my mind is clear. As difficult as the journey has been for me, it has also been rough for them. Dealing with me is not easy, and I'm very honest. I am very honest about that. Yes, I am sweet, but a lot of times when I get frustrated,
You
I
get
am
so
not a darling. I am not a darling at all. And they have been so patient and understanding. They have really motivated me because there are a lot of times I just wanted to break down and I didn't feel like I was getting this. And I'm like, oh my God, the competition is coming up. I need to get this. And the motivation, the prayers, because sometimes we pray together, it has really helped. And honestly, I believe that the team, the combination of people, or even the people I have met along the way, has been the perfect meet for me because the things I have learned, the experiences, or how well I get along with them, I realize that this is meant to be. These people are meant to be in my life for whatever reason, and it's just a great team.
wow, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us, a little bit about who's backing you up. All right. If you did not succeed during the competition, what would be your next step?
My next step, regardless, would be to rest.
And get some KFC and
Yes,
some
and get my KFC. I actually have a lot of work there for me when I return to work. SBAs or whatnot. So that would be my direct focus because I need my students to turn in their SBAs on time. After that, I would still be continuing trying to pursue my environmental engineering career, looking for scholarships, any assistance I can get. Also, I'm going to try to live life as much as possible. and do things that I want to do. One of these things would be swimming. I do not know how to swim. And this
Mm.
is the year I'm going to learn how to swim. So I have, regardless of what happens next week, Thursday, I have my life planned out. I mean, it might not go as my plan, because God is here. But there are things that I want to do, and I'm going to get it done regardless.
You should check out Donna Mitchell. She's a really good swim coach. You can learn to swim in 1 week with her. In
Donna
1 week.
Mitchell.
Yes. She's from Portsmouth. She's certified, I believe Patty certified. She was trained in Europe, and my son learned to swim in 1 week with her. 1 week. 8 days, and he was a swimmer. So you should. I know a few other people in their older days who've learned to swim with her, much older than you, who've learned to swim with her. So you should check her out. I'm giving her a shameless plug, right about now. If you were to win, um, you you are announced on the night of as Miss Dominica 2025. They put the crown on your head, and they say to you, we're taking you right into cabinet right now. You have one opportunity to speak to the nation. What are you going to say to the nation?
I'm going to tell them, take care of the environment and it will take care of you. One of the campaigns I would hope to do would be a weekly retreat where every Saturday or Sunday we focus on a different way in which we can improve our well being. And as a nation, I just want people to become involved in what is happening. A lot of times we say, oh, this person should do this and that person should do that, and they are in power. And we don't realize that our small actions add up. Small actions lead to big things. And if we were all making positive changes, we would be more satisfied with what is happening in our country rather than just saying Jane should do this because Jane has this position. I mean, obviously, by right, the person should be held accountable for their role.
Mhm.
However, as citizens, as individuals, it is still our duty to ensure that things are happening and things are happening the right way. And if I had the opportunity, if I had the power, I would ensure that everyone, every community, every household is involved in the environment, in taking care of the environment in some way, somehow.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. We've come to close to the end. This is where we do our rapid fire questions, where we don't give you a chance to think about the answer. You just have to answer what, or you respond with the first answer that comes to mind. And while we right before we actually do the rapid fire questions, I want to encourage the audience that's viewing right now, those of you who are listening, to send in your comments if you have any questions, if you have any well wishes to share for Ruth-Ann. I want to give you the opportunity to do that while we do the rapid fire questions, so that when we come back, we'll share with her all of the things that you say, and we can wrap up tonight. All right, Ruth-Ann, you ready for a rapid fire question?
I believe so.
No thinking. The first thing that comes to mind. All right.
Uh,
I love this. My assistant slash producer Samaj, he puts these together, and I think he does a fantastic job. And we're ready to go. You ready?
yes.
Coffee, tea, or water?
T.
Hmm. If you could visit any time period in history, when would it be?
Oh my God, I have to think. Okay. Maybe 1970.
Why 1970?
That's the around the time my mom was born. So I want
Oh,
to see what she looked like.
that is so nice. You're like, I want to be a fly on the wall when we were giving birth to my mom.
And I don't want to go too back when I was a slave. So
I love that. I love what you say. What's your dream destination?
can I give two? St. Lucia and New Zealand.
Really nice, nice. If you had to describe yourself with only one word, what would it be?
Beautiful.
Ooh. If you could switch careers for a week, what would you try?
Oh my God. Maybe a pastry chef.
A pastry chef? I'm
Only
judging.
for 1 week. And to be able to eat while I do
My husband. Oh God. Cats or dogs?
dogs.
Hmm. What's your favorite motivational quote?
Job 22, chapter 22, verse 28. I cannot say it word for word right now, but basically it says that whatever you do, you will succeed, and the light will shine on the road ahead of you.
Wow. If you had to perform in a talent show, what talent would you showcase?
Does it have to be one I actually have or one I don't
No.
have? Okay, I would be a gymnastic.
Mhm. uh, your favorite subject in school growing up?
Biology and
Thank,
science.
thank you, thank you very much. That was nice. We got a lot out of you. We learned a lot out of you. We want to go to New Zealand and Saint Lucia and all of these good stuff. So at this time is when I open up for the comments from the chat. So just gonna go up to the top. So Kiss Philip is saying, I love the scene. I love this scene. Just like that. Right? Jovial Jolly is saying something about this group makes me really excited for the night of the show. Very bright young women. I love how they expand on each and every point and they speak very well. So that is one comment. Someone on YouTube, JS, is saying, very well spoken. Drop mic. Uh, Carla Drago, another one of my followers, my faithful ones, saying great interview. So she's definitely enjoying that. Rihanna Hillier is saying, let's go, Ruth Ann. Definitely rooting for you next week. So that's folks sending you love. Ingrid Mason is saying, good luck and best wishes to you. Um, Princess Nistati is saying, as a teacher, what activities would you engage your students in in taking in interest of taking care of their environment? God, that was a bit of a yeah. So she's asking, what activities would you engage your students in to interest them in taking care of their environment?
Okay, one of the activities I mentioned earlier would be the school gardens. However, as a classroom, you can also grow your own plants. So whether it's a first form or even primary school, it's something you can do regardless of the age of the students. You can start a class growing plants campaign where students can individually bring their own seeds and grow their own plants, or you can just have one plant as a class, and it could be a plant that bears fruit. So it could have flowers, or it could just be a plant where they have tomatoes, they grow something they can eat. And if you are growing locally made items, crops, you're also encouraging your students to eat healthier. So you're helping the environment and you are raising up healthy students. Two in one.
Love it. Love, love, love it. One of your fellow contestants, Mia, is on the live and she's saying, go, Ruth Ann. Yes, so she's there showing you love. As Ruth Ann Gustav, really proud of you. Is that
Like
who you're
our
named
mother.
after?
Yes, I was named after her. Yes.
So she's on. Your sister is saying, I love you, sis.
I
That's
love you
Kalina.
too.
Diane Charles is saying, great job, Ruth Ann. Go out there and have fun on the journey. Um, Somebody's asking another question. They're printing out the question. Do you believe the school curriculum in Dominica equips today's youth for being successful in their adulthood? Is the question.
Oh, sorry. We have seen progress in that area with the reconstruction of the Goodwill Secondary, where they hope or they plan on focusing on vocational training. However, majority of schools do not heavily focus on vocational training. And if you're looking at today's world, these skills are needed. Vocational training is not only carpentry and woodwork, it also looks at computer science. And students, if they are entering the work world 2030, 2035, these are things they need. Even in terms of our implementation of technology in the classroom, we are in a digital world. Majority, everything in the next 5 years, I could be wrong, but everything in the next 5 years would most likely be digital. And I realized that yes, we are starting and we've been doing great, but a lot of students lack digital skills. They even lack access to the computers and the tablets. And the digital skills is something they need, something we need to focus on to ensure that regardless of where they go in the world, they are able to find a career that is suited for them, something they can contribute to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for your question again, Jay. Leslie Roberts is saying all the best on your journey, wishing you all the best, and I'll be there to support on the night of land same day. Luckily, I guess that person's coming down just to see you. Um, Starting off their journey, their carnival season. Someone else is saying good luck to you, Quinn. Catch me not sleeping for every pageant after Miss Dominica. Of course, these are some of the folks that are showing their support to you, and we thank them for their contribution and thank them for asking the questions and wanting to share a little bit with you. Um, my final questions, or little bit of questions. What would you say is your biggest lesson during this entire journey?
My biggest lesson, I've learned quite a lot to be honest, would have to be that confidence goes a long way. And even if you suck at something, having the confidence that you will get better, being delusional and saying you're great at it will take you quite far. And this is
Mhm.
something I think people should just keep in mind that regardless of what you're doing, be confident in it, and you will see a great change or drastic change in you doing something insecurely compared to you doing it with confidence.
I love that. You know why I love this? I have a friend, a very good friend, who is an editor at a major organization. And her motto is fake it till you make it. And she's like, the delusional that you talk about. She's like, she says, anything that they want me to do, I can Google it and I'm going to figure it out. And let me tell you, she's been at that organization for the last 6 years and thriving, right?
I
She's
agree.
restructured. So there is something called faking it till you make it. But it requires a lot of confidence because listen, you have to fake that thing until you make it, right? Don't lie about who you are, but you can, learn certain things along the way and know how to motivate, so to speak. So thank you for sharing that with us. Finally, I know there are a lot of young girls and probably possibly boys probably watching. If you had one message to share with them, what would that message be?
Simple but powerful message: love yourself. And if you are to love yourself, you would realize that the decisions you make in life would be better. When you love yourself, your schoolwork gets more focus, your hygiene gets more focus, and you realize that you do things for yourself and for your improvement rather than trying to fit in, especially for our young people who get peer pressured or they just want to fit in with those around them. If you love yourself enough, trust me, you would realize that you don't need to fit in and you are okay as you are, and you will reach where you need to be. You will meet the people you need to meet. So love
Wow,
yourself.
that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Let me tell you, Ruth-Ann, I could send out to you until like 9 o'clock, and we could forget the fact that you have somewhere else. We could pretend to forget because it's so natural talking to you. You have so much to say, and I want to. I mean, it's also a learning experience. Just hearing your feedback and some of the things that how you've responded to certain things. I really want to wish all of you guys have a. There's a really. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be very, very tight on the night of. I see, you have a few sisters who've come on, who are part of the competition with you. How was the camaraderie within the five women? How was it between the five of you?
It's been great. So honestly, I think the combination of girls, I think it's perfect. And I mean, I don't want to be biased, but I feel like it's the best combination the stage has ever seen or will ever see because it just flows. We meet and we mingle well. The energy is right. It doesn't feel like anybody is pushy or anything. We just get along very well together, the five of us.
I think women being that was a thing of the past. Women are now more and more open to want, especially Gen Z, Alpha Gens. They're more open. I think it started, the latter part of the millennials, wanting to work collaboratively. And now, more and more, I love that. I love to see that you guys can still love on each other but still compete and compete fairly. Nobody putting nothing in nobody's shoes. So nobody. I mean, we've heard stories. We've heard I mean, I'm over 40, so I know what I'm talking about, right? Um, so I want to wish you all the best on the night of the show. I know a lot of folks are definitely supporting you, and I look forward to seeing how you perform through each round. And I wish you all the best. I really wish you all the best. I want to give you an opportunity to have your final say, your final words. Anybody you want to shout out? If you want to shout out your family, your friends, or whatever you want to say, it's your time. You can close. You're closing off.
Okay, I would like to say a big thank you to Jael for having me here, my family, my friends, my team, and anybody who has been supporting me, anybody who has maybe supporting somebody else, but you still wish me well, anyone who has positive energy sending in my direction. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot, and I honestly appreciate the love, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the positive comments. Thank you.
Thank you. It was lovely having you. I wish you all the best. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. That was wonderful, guys. Oh, I love all of the ladies. I don't know which one to choose. Oh my God, everybody brings something different, but it's not something different and boring. It's been something exciting, and they're so intelligent, and they're such great conversationalists. I've been really having a blast this year. I don't feel like I have to remove blood from stone talking to these ladies. It's so fluent and I love it. And I just want to say thank you in a huge way to Discover Dominic Authority for allowing me to interview such intelligent women this year. The fearless five, that we're going to have this year on February the 27th at the Windsor Park forecourt, the Windsor Park Stadium forecourt. And it's going to be an exciting show. I look forward to seeing every single performance and every single round. So I want to say thank you again to Discover Dominica Authority and the Dominica Festivals Committee, the Dominica Queen Show Committee, all of that. Them are committees. I want to say thank you very much to them in a huge way for allowing the ladies to come on here to not only talk to us about who they are, but to actually, get a feel and a vibe for their personalities and the type of characteristics that they embody, and what they really want people to know about them. And I really enjoyed this. And I said this last night, and I probably am going to have to think about it for next year, probably having this in person, like a one-on-one in person, probably somewhere in a lovely venue. We'll see. We'll see. A sponsor, sponsors, we call it on the sponsors. I want to say thank you very much to all my sponsors for making this possible. I want to say in a huge, huge, huge way, thank you very much to the National Bank of Dominica. Thank you very much to Do It Center, Agents Do It Best, Paints. Want to say thank you very much to Fresh Market Pharmacy. Guys, remember this weekend, the festivities has begun. Make sure you're staying healthy. So make sure you're taking your vitamins. Make sure you get your vitamins at Fresh Market Pharmacy. Go and check them and make sure you stay healthy. Get some cough syrup just in case. Get some flu syrup just in case. Let me tell you, you don't want the band to leave you down, okay? You want to make sure that you on point, right? I want to say thank you to Cash and Carry, Best Price, Caribe. I want to say thank you very much to Astafans, Right Place, Right Price, and of course, Massa Assist. That's it for this evening and this weekend. I will be back on Monday with contestant number 3, who will be joining me right here for another exciting interview. We'll get to speak with her, we'll get to interact with her. And then finally on Tuesday, we have Kiana is going to be joining us. That is our 2014 Miss Dominica will join us right here and share with us a little bit of, like, she's probably one of the most fun queens I've seen or I've encountered. Not probably not the most fun, but one. She definitely is at the top of the list. And we want to get to know about her last year of reigning, and all of the things that have come about and all of the things that she's done. She's also the winner, the current Miss OECS. And I'm just excited to speak with the last two. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me on Queen's Quest. It was such a pleasure that you took the time out of your schedules. You could have been anywhere else on a Friday night, but you chose to be right here with me. And I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I appreciate you in a huge way. I want to remind you guys to follow and subscribe if you haven't. If it's your very first time on this platform, make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe, especially subscribe to YouTube, because some of my shows will be moving to YouTube. So make sure you're on the YouTube page, you're on the YouTube platform, and you've subscribed and you've turned on your notifications. That way you never ever miss an interview. And if you miss it, at least you can go back and remember to watch it. And watch it while you're doing laundry, or while you're driving to work, or while you're in the subway on the train, or while you're probably in traffic under the cliff. Yes. So thank you guys again for tuning in. And I'm just going to pause right now for a word from my sponsors. And I'll say at this time, good night to each and every one of you, and have a good evening. All right?
In life-threatening emergencies, every moment matters. When time is critical, you need the best care possible fast. That's why you need Massa Assist, your trusted partner in air medical transport. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology and highly trained medical professionals, we're ready to respond when it matters most. Whether it's trauma care or critical medical attention needed miles away, our dedicated team is always ready for takeoff 24/7. If you or someone you love needs urgent medical transport, don't hesitate.
My husband got shot and we had to fly him out. And the price to fly him out, I don't think I'll be able to get that money. But thank God for Master.
Contact Massa Assist today on 275-6272 or 315-2264. Or visit our website at www.massaassist.com. Massa Assist. When seconds count, count on us.
You see this here? Okay, boom. We not chasing nobody. You mad? Who fool? Who chad? Who bunny boys? Tell me ready. You mad? Who fool? Who chad? Who bunny boys? Timon, Gaibel. Gaibel. Don't message my phone. Gaibel. I don't want you. Gaibel. Jigsaw. Let's go. You see this here? Okay, boom. We not chasing nobody. Why you got in all like Barry? Acting as though you don't want me. Yes, baby.
Maybe you think we need mustard?
Yes, baby.
Yes, baby.
I don't have ketchup, you know. You think we should take some?
Yes, baby.
If you tell me clean the house, yes, baby. If you tell me hush my mouth, yes, baby. If you say I cannot go, yes, baby. I will
I want 5 cases of malt, 2 cases of leg quarters, 3 cases of yellowtail wines. Give me plenty yellowtail wines. Half bag lentils,
yes,
half
baby.
bag. He's paying.
When I go to work, she lie down on the settee. When I come home, I give her all the money. Yes, baby, you don't need to stress. Take what you want and give me the rest. Yes, baby, your cooking is the best. But I know you're tired. Why don't you take a rest?
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Looking to start your next home improvement project? Do It Center has everything you need from foundation to finish. Whether you're building, renovating, or just sprucing up, you'll find a wide selection of construction materials, lumber, tools, finishings, and of course, Do It Best quality paints. Perfect for every room. Now with 2 convenient locations on Goodwill Road and Cork Street, it's easy to shop in person or you can browse the full collection online at store.doitcenterdominica.com. Need delivery? They've got you covered. Do It Center offers island-wide delivery so your purchases reach you wherever you are. Visit them today and the friendly, knowledgeable staff will help bring your home improvement dreams to life. Do It Center Dominica, your partner in home improvement.